Welcome to something short and sweet in the Parsha this week, Parshas Toldos. What is your special role in life? The Torah tells us that when Rivka sent Yaakov into Yitzchak to receive the blessings that were due for Esav, she gave him Esav's special clothing, the God of Hachamudos. What special clothing were those? So our sages tell us that it was the clothing that Yaakov used specifically, Bigdei Malchus, royal clothing, specifically to go into his father, to attend to his father. And the Talmudic savior Shimon ben Gamliel said that his kibbud ava'im did not match, did not come within 1/100th of the kibbud ava'im, of the honor of parents of Esav, because he used his regular clothing. When he would go out into the street, he would put on special clothing. Esav, he didn't use his regular clothing. He didn't use his clothing that he went out. He had royal clothing dedicated to serve his father. And the ethical masters ask, well, if this is something that Rishim ben Gamliel appreciated, if something that he adored, why didn't he just do it himself? Go out and get a set of royal clothing to take care of your father. And Reb Yosef Cohen, the father of the contemporary Gadol Reb David Cohen from the yeshiva of Hebron in Eretz Yisrael, so he says the following idea. This set of clothing went along with an entire behavior, entire way of taking care of his father. It was a symbol of an incredible devotion that he had to his father. Rishim ben Gamliel was a leader in Israel. He was a Nasi. Reb Shimon ben Gamliel performed kibbud av, honoring his father, like he did all the other mitzvahs, in a beautiful fashion, in an acceptable fashion. However, every single person has a role. Every single person has a particular mitzvah, a particular job, which they accentuate and they fulfill in its totality, in its deepest way. He tells a story of the Chassam Sofer, who had a fellow in his community who was fabulously wealthy, but he didn't give much tzedakah. And he had the habit of sitting in shul saying Tehillim. The Chassam Sofer walked over to him one day, and he told him, "My Tyra Yid, you beautiful Jew, let me tell you a story. There was once a general. He was called in by the head staff, and he said, I want you to take a certain battalion. I want you to take it to the front. You need to go out to war." And he made the proper connections, and he brought the battalion together. And on the way out, he saw that there was a food truck that had tipped over. And he spent the next few hours together with his men, picking up all the food. Well, no sooner does he finish, he gets a communication from the head staff. "We want to see you." He comes in, they say, "You're being court-martialed." Court-martialed? What do you mean? I'm working for the army all these years. And today I was, what did I do? He said, "We told you to go to the front." He said, "Yeah, I know, but on the way, I saw the food truck and the army needed that." And yes, the army needed that, but that wasn't your job. Your job was to take the men to the front. And now the war effort has been hurt because of what you did. You're being court-martialed. You had a role. Said the Chassam Sofer, "You're fabulously wealthy. Saying Tehillim is very laudable. Saying Tehillim is very effective, but it's not what you should be doing. Say a Kapitel Tehillim after davening and go to the office. Take care of poor people that need. Take care of schools that need. Take care of hospitals that need. Klal Yisrael needs you. Get out of the Beis Medrash. And indeed, the great Beis Halevi said how sad it is that there are some people that they're great Jewish leaders, or they could be great Jewish leaders, and they spend their time maybe giving tzedakah. And there are some people that are giving tzedakah. They spend their time giving tzedakah, or they should be giving tzedakah, and they spend their time in the Beis Medrash. Everyone has an obligation to fulfill the entire Torah. And the same way, everyone has their particular station that they need to man. And through that, Klal Yisrael moves forward. This is what we say in the Yomim Noraim. Maisa ish ufkudaso, a person is judged because Maisa ish, because of his behavior. Ufkudaso, says Rav Chaim Voloshin, ufkudaso means, and is he fulfilling his particular role? Just yesterday was the yahrzeit of my nephew, Moshe Yedidia, Ben Yechil Michal, Hashem Yinokem Damo, that God avenge his blood. He is a man, or he was a man, who understood his tafkid. He's a person who saw something that he could do, and he could do well, and he pursued it, and nothing stopped him. He didn't veer to the right or to the left. He fulfilled everything that he needed to do, but he understood his tafkid. We live in a very unusual time. We need each and every one of us to fulfill our role, because when we fulfill our role, Klal Yisrael moves forward. We're a community. We're an Am. When everyone is manning their position, Be'ezus Hashem, good things will happen, and ultimately we will see the Geula Hasida. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Thank you so much for listening.